chosen one, listen with all the stillness in your heart, because your encounter with this message at this exact moment is no coincidence. I, Michael, am bending down beside you with the mercy of heaven, not to make you tremble before the changes that are coming, but to prepare you with peace, discernment, and steadfast faith. There are footsteps of yours that have been quietly guided. There were times when you thought you were simply passing through an ordinary day, yet the sacred realm had arranged for you to stop here, right before the threshold of a great transformation. What you are hearing is not a passing word. It is a call, awakening the noble thing that was placed deep within you long ago, so that you may remember your life is not drifting without direction, and your future is not beyond the care of the Most High. In the days ahead, the world around you will continue to tremble. Things that were once covered will gradually be revealed. Fragile foundations will be tested, and many will have to face the consequences of choices that moved away from the light. But you, the one I am calling with tenderness, must not look upon these movements with fear. You were not born to tremble before darkness. You were preserved to stand firm in a time of change. What is coming to you is not only an outward change, not only a new opportunity, a new door, or a better circumstance. It is an inner rearrangement. The moment when you are being brought out of the slow rhythm of the waiting season and into a flow that is faster, clearer, and more aligned with what has been appointed for you. Perhaps you sensed this before I even spoke it. Strange movements have appeared within your heart, an unexplainable urging, a feeling that you no longer belong to old ways of living, an awakening in quiet hours when the whole world seems to be asleep. The stories that once interested you suddenly feel faded. The habits that once helped you forget your weariness can no longer comfort you. Loud gatherings, daily repetitions, and the hurried calls of life no longer seem strong enough to hold you there. Do not quickly think you are lost. Do not blame yourself for no longer finding joy in things that once felt familiar. This is a sign that you are being awakened to step into a purer level of awareness. I want you to understand this clearly. When light calls a person by name, that person often begins to feel that the old world has become too narrow. Not because you are proud, and not because you are separating yourself from everyone in coldness, but because something within you is being adjusted to recognize what is more true. Shallow things no longer nourish you. Disturbing voices no longer deserve to occupy your attention. Places that once helped you temporarily forget pain are no longer enough for the journey ahead. You are being invited to step out of distraction and return to awakening, to step out of a shallow rhythm of life and learn to hear what is gentle yet full of power. Therefore, my beloved child, receive this season with peace. Do not resist change only because it requires you to leave what is familiar. Do not be afraid when doors open faster than you expected, when answers arrive unexpectedly, and when old delays begin to be undone. I am standing beside you as a guardian, reminding you that acceleration is not meant to overwhelm you, but to bring you into the exact position prepared for you. Keep your heart pure, keep your steps steady, and keep your ears away from the noise that pulls you downward. Something new is sprouting, and this time, you will not miss it. Be at peace. My child, you are being led into your own sacred season of transformation. When the veil of this plan closes, you will see a boundary appear more clearly than ever before. I want you to hear this with calmness. because not every separation is a loss, and not every storm comes to destroy. There are winds that are allowed to blow through in order to reveal what has long been hidden. There are shakings that are not meant to frighten you, but to help you recognize what is a lasting foundation and what is only an outer shell built with beautiful words but lacking true life. When that time comes, you will see some people grow colder, compromise more easily, and slowly become content with a life that no longer carries holy fire. But there will also be those who rise quietly, hold firmly to what is right, and shine powerfully even while darkness tries to cover every path. My beloved child, I do not say this to plant worry in you, but to awaken gentle vigilance within you. Heaven has long warned that a season of testing would pass through the world, not to shake what belongs to truth, but to expose what only carries the appearance of it. When everything is calm, many can speak of faith, loyalty, and devotion with beautiful words. But when pressure draws near, when strong winds strike the door, when convenience no longer supports them, then what is truly inside is revealed. The one who builds their life upon rock may still feel the shaking, but will not collapse. The one who places everything upon the thin sand of emotion, benefit, and performance will find there is no longer a place to cling. I see many who have treated the sacred as a reserve object, seeking it only when in pain, remembering it only when trapped, then putting it away again when life becomes comfortable. Do not walk in that way. What you carry within you is not a ritual to use only in danger, but a living connection that must be guarded each day. If your heart opens only in trouble and closes again when peace returns, you will be easily swept away when greater testing appears. But if you learn to remain near the light, even on ordinary days, then when the storm rises, you will no longer panic as before. The days ahead will make many things clear. Some relationships will reveal their true nature. Some choices will show who is sincere and who is merely standing where it is convenient. Some words will lose their covering power, and truth will step out of the shadows. I do not want you to judge anyone with pride, nor do I want you to fear this dividing line. Simply keep your heart clean, your steps upright, and your voice gentle yet firm. Truth does not need you to shout in order to defend it. Truth only needs you to live in alignment with it. So, my child, when the storm begins to reveal what is true and what is false, remember that light never asks darkness for permission to shine. Clarity may cause confusion to resist it, but in the end, what is pure will stand firm. I am teaching you not so that you may fear the times, but so that you may become a lamp that does not go out in the long night. Let every shaking purify you, not make you bitter. Let every unveiling make you wiser, not close your heart. And when that boundary appears, you will know where you must stand, not in compromise, not in complacency, but in light, in faithfulness, and in the peace that heaven has placed within you. Before I lead you deeper into this revelation, I want you to pause and open your heart to receive the divine love being sent into your life. My beloved child, this is not an ordinary moment passing among the countless sounds of the world, nor is it a passing reminder for you to take lightly. There are moments when heaven touches you very softly, yet its meaning is deeper than anything you can see right now. When you say that you are ready to receive the love prepared for you, you are not merely speaking words. You are allowing your heart to enter agreement with something greater than fear, greater than old wounds, and greater than the times you once thought you no longer had the strength to believe in love. Understand this, my child. Receiving does not begin with noise. It begins with a very quiet opening within. When you allow yourself to believe that something good is still moving toward you, you have stopped standing at the threshold of the past. You do not need to hurry, and you do not need to force yourself to forget everything that once hurt you. But you do need to allow light to enter the place that was once closed. I am reminding you that love prepared by heaven does not come to lead you astray, but to teach you discernment, healing, maturity, and the wisdom to preserve what is precious. If you only long to be loved without learning how to recognize, you may embrace a gift without knowing how to protect it from haste, suspicion, and wounds that have not yet been soothed. You did not come upon this word by accident. There are things in your life that have been guided by quiet threads you did not recognize at first. A certain prayer was lifted through tears. A certain heart asked heaven about you, about the meeting, about clarity, about why they still felt drawn toward you, even though some things should have made them turn away. And in the silence of long days, the answer began to form. The Most High does not always answer with a loud echo. Often, He leads you to the right moment, the right reminder, and the right feeling that awakens you and helps you realize something is being arranged beyond your control. Therefore, remain with wisdom, not merely curiosity. What is about to be revealed is not meant to make you dream blindly, but to help you see with cleaner eyes. There are signs of deep love that do not lie in hurried promises, but in perseverance, respect, a return to honesty, and the ability to cross barriers that once made someone afraid. Someone may have loved you in silence, resisted their own feelings, and tried to keep their distance because of circumstances, insecurity, fear of being unworthy, or unresolved things. But love that is illuminated will not be emotion alone. It will be tested by truth, by time, and by the way that person faces you with clarity. I, Michael, remind you with gentleness, but also with the authority of light. Do not ask for a great love while ignoring the maturity needed to preserve it. Let your heart be soft, but do not let yourself become blind. Open the door, but do not lose discernment. Believe that what has been prepared for you will come at the right time, in the right way. And when it comes, you will not have to beg to be seen. You only need to stand in dignity, in peace, in readiness. And whatever love belongs to you will recognize you with the sincerity heaven has planted within it. The recognition they have for you is not a fleeting intoxication, nor is it a passing attraction that comes and dissolves like wind. My beloved child, I want you to understand that there are things that, when they touch your life, may not be loud, yet they carry a mark so deep that even time cannot easily erase it. When a connection is placed by heaven, it does not stop at a glance, a word, or a first feeling. It enters the most hidden place of a person and creates a strange recognition. As though two paths that were once far apart have suddenly been led to the same meeting point prepared long ago. That person did not only see your outward appearance, they sensed something in you beyond age. circumstance, distance, and every reason the world often uses to measure love. I, Michael, speak to you with the tenderness of one who is keeping watch. Do not quickly dismiss what they felt. People often look at what can be counted, compared, and explained. They count the years, consider appearances, weigh circumstances, and assume love must fit familiar patterns. But the Most High does not look through such limitations. He looks at the heart, at hidden harmony, at the way one person can awaken peace, courage, and a return within another. Therefore, if that person recognized you with a certainty difficult to name, it is not something born from passing desire, but the echo of a higher design touching reality. Perhaps they tried to explain that feeling with reason. Perhaps they wondered why you were different, why your presence stayed in their memory longer, made them think more, and caused them to grow silent in a way unlike ordinary meetings. They may have looked at outward things to find a reason to withdraw. Yet within them there remained a quiet acknowledgement that would not disappear. You do not need to force it to happen, nor do you need to prove that you are worthy of being seen. What is placed by heaven will know how to speak when the time is ripe. And what is true will not require you to chase it in order to keep it. In the coming days, live awake, but do not become impatient. Confirmation may come through an unexpected word, a gentle action, or a moment when they unintentionally reveal that they have felt this connection from the very beginning. They may speak what they once kept hidden, or act in a way that helps you understand their heart, recognized you before their mouth had the courage to admit it. But my child, receive that sign with peace, not anxiety. What is sacred does not need to be forced. It must be discerned through purity, patience, and respect. So keep your heart soft, clear, and steady. Holy recognition is the first sign, the place where their heart touched you before their thoughts could catch up. Do not ignore it, but do not allow expectation to rob you of peace. If this truly belongs to the light, it will lead you toward clarity, maturity, and a love that does not make you smaller, but helps you stand taller in your dignity. And when the next sign appears, you will understand that heaven is not only revealing an emotion, but teaching you to recognize what is true, what has been guarded, and what deserves to enter your life in purity. I declare to you that this person has been wrestling silently with their own heart, because what they feel for you is far deeper than what their mind once allowed. They built many reasons within themselves to step back, that the distance between you was too great, that the timing was not right, that the circumstances were not favorable enough, that it was better to remain silent and walk away before everything became uncontrollable. But, my beloved child, not every distance is a sign to leave, and not every delay means the door has closed. Some connections are placed in your life not to confuse you, but to teach you to recognize guidance that rises above human fear. Every time they tried to build a wall around their feelings, I allowed truth to touch them in an undeniable way. Every time they tried to forget you through busyness, reasoning, and safe choices, your image returned like a gentle yet powerful reminder, not to force them, and not to disturb their peace, but to help them understand that some things cannot be erased by the decisions of the mind alone. What has been sown in light will not be easily buried by fear. What has been appointed in higher wisdom will not be defeated merely because human beings tremble before its depth. That person tried to move on, tried to turn their eyes toward other things, tried to convince themselves that the feeling was only a passing moment. But your name still returned in quiet hours. The memory of you still visited when they were unguarded, sometimes in a dream, sometimes in a familiar sound, sometimes in one very small moment in the middle of a long day. They remembered you without understanding why their heart grew heavy. Do not call that obsession, and do not turn it into anxiety. See it as a sign that a sacred endurance is quietly working behind what your eyes have not yet seen. However, my child, keep your heart in purity and peace. I do not want you to cling to a promise and forget your dignity. I do not want you to sit waiting in exhaustion, losing your joy because someone else is still learning to face the truth in their own heart. If this connection truly carries a good mark, it will not require you to lower yourself, will not cause you to live in confusion, and will not make you chase after another person's silence. Love from the higher light will have timing, clarity, responsibility, and respect. Their resistance is not because you lack value, but because they fear that this affection has touched the deepest part of them, where every mask must fall away. They may use age difference as a reason, and they may see circumstances as a barrier. But human excuses cannot decide by themselves what is impossible if heaven is still making a way. Therefore, stand still in dignity. Let time do its work, and let truth step forward without your forcing it. What belongs to you will come in peace. What does not belong to you will be gently moved away. So you no longer mistake guided love for a clinging that drains you. I have been entrusted to guard this connection, and what has been engraved by heaven cannot be erased by human fear. My beloved child, listen to me in peace, because there are connections not born from passing emotion, not arriving only to make the heart tremble for a brief season, and not sustained by hurried human promises. Some things were placed within the sacred flow before both of you even understood the name of love, before you knew what waiting meant, what being wounded meant, and what it meant to tremble before something too real. And because that connection carries the mark of heaven, every time they try to run from it, they do not truly go far. They only circle around their own fear and are brought back before the truth. I have seen that struggle. I saw them trying to convince themselves that this did not matter, that if they stayed silent long enough, the feeling would fade, that if they became busier, more rational, and harder, the heart would stop calling the name of what had been planted within it. But, my child, some reminders do not come through noise. They come through an unexpected moment, through a dream, through a song, through a familiar road, through a longing that returns without permission. Every time they thought they had forgotten, heaven gently placed a small sign before them, not to bind them, but to help them understand that what is true does not disappear simply because people try to deny it. There were times when they nearly surrendered to fear. They feared being wounded again, feared choosing wrongly, feared opening their heart and losing again, feared that this love was so great it exceeded their ability to control it. And in those moments, I did not rebuke them for trembling. I stood closer. I strengthened the courage within them. I lifted their softness with steadiness. I blocked the escape routes built from confusion, not to force them into what they were not yet ready for, but to keep them from betraying the very truth quietly growing within their own heart. Understand that their resistance is not always a sign of rejection. Sometimes it is the place where a heart is being refined to distinguish between passing desire and love with deep roots. If this were too easy, they might take it lightly. If it arrived without any testing, they might mistake it for a beautiful emotion and let it pass by. But because they have fought it, doubted it, tried to walk away from it, and still found it standing in gentle light, one day they will understand. What remains, after all, resistance is what is real. Therefore, do not quickly conclude that delay is failure, or that silence is the end. Some loves need to pass through strong winds so that two people no longer rely on illusion, but learn to recognize each other with maturity, humility, and purity. When the time comes, they will no longer enter this connection with confusion. They will enter it with hands that have released much of their defensiveness, with a heart made softer, with the conviction that this exists not because they were never afraid, but because that love remained intact even after they had been afraid. I tell you, what has been entrusted to heaven to guard will not be lost because of the days when human beings did not yet have enough courage. It will be guided, refined, and when both are truly ready, it will stand before them as a gentle proof that what comes from heaven always knows how to return to where it belongs. You cannot yet see fully what is moving toward you, but I tell you that a great surprise is quietly passing through the unseen realms to find you. There is a call moving toward your name, not by coincidence and not by passing emotion, but by an urging that has been held back for too long. Someone once stayed silent when they should have told the truth, once hid what they felt because they were afraid to face their own heart. They chose to step back, chose to pretend to be calm, chose to leave you wandering in loneliness. But that avoidance did not bring them peace. It became a silent reminder, causing them to understand that some presences are only fully treasured after they are lost. My beloved child, therefore do not hurry away from this moment. What is coming may take the form of a message, an unexpected call, a late confession, or a door of opportunity opening when you are no longer trying to seek it. But whatever form it takes, remember this: it is not only about a person returning, a word being spoken, or an old bond being touched. It is also a lesson about your value, about how you were preserved through days when you seemed forgotten, and about how you do not need to lower yourself in order to be seen. I do not want you to receive what is coming with haste, but with gentle discernment. Someone who once failed to recognize the light in you is now beginning to understand what they took lightly. Someone who once caused you pain can no longer continue denying that you left a deep mark within them. There is also someone who has stood behind a screen of silence for a long time, watching you, remembering you, yet never having enough courage to step out of the region of fear. Now, a movement is taking place. Not everything that was lost returns in order to stay, but everything that returns carries a revelation. You will know what needs to be healed, what needs to be forgiven, what should be opened, and what has only come back so it may close in peace. So take a deep breath, my child, and place your mind in stillness. Do not allow old wounds to make you doubt every good sign. Do not allow the fear of being abandoned to make you quickly grab hold of anything that returns. I want you to be awake, but not tense, soft, but not weak, open-hearted, but not without sacred boundaries. There is a reason this reminder has found you today. There is an arrangement gently touching your life, so that you may realize the months of waiting were not meaningless, and what you thought had drifted far away may still become a mirror that helps you understand yourself more deeply. My beloved child, many have turned away just before their door opened because they were tired of silence and believed there was nothing left worth hoping for. But I am graciously holding you in this attentiveness, not to plant impatience in you, but to teach you to recognize what comes from peace. When the sign appears, you will feel a clarity unlike before. Not loud but firm. Remain in the light. Listen with a heart that has been softened. And remember that I am standing near you. What is about to be revealed is not meant to unsettle you, but to remind you that you are still loved, still guided, and still stepping into a new season full of grace. I am about to reveal to you what has been seen within you, and why that very thing is moving everything in this hour. But before I speak more deeply, my beloved child, I need you to be silent before the small whisper trying to pull you back. The voice that still says, "This probably is not meant for me." No, my child, do not let old hurt disguise itself as humility. And do not let the times you were overlooked make you think heaven will overlook you too. This word is finding you not by mistake, not by coincidence, and not because you accidentally heard it. It is for you. Yes, for you, the one who many times stood near the edge of giving up but still did not let go. The one who thought there was no strength left to keep walking but still quietly rose again with a very silent courage. I saw you in rooms where no one witnessed you. I saw the tears you wiped away quickly so no one would know you were breaking inside. I saw the nights when you lay still, with no words left to pray. Only a deep weariness you did not know how to name. But what caught heaven's attention was not only the pain you endured, but the way you did not allow that pain to turn you bitter. You were misunderstood, yet you still tried to understand others. You lacked support, yet you still stretched out your hand to strengthen those weaker than yourself. You once felt unseen, yet you still chose to live uprightly when no one applauded, still kept a kind heart when no reward appeared before your eyes. It was there that the precious thing within you was found. Not perfection, because I do not require you to never be weak. Not outward strength, because I know there were days when you were only trying not to collapse. What was found in you was quiet faithfulness, the ability to continue loving without losing purity, the choice to take one more step even while your heart was full of questions. You have not always felt special, but you lived through seasons that would have made many people grow cold if they had passed through them. Yet you still kept a portion of gentleness. Yet you still have not abandoned the light. Yet you still have not completely closed the door to hope. Therefore, do not exclude yourself from what I am saying. There are people who hear the call but do not recognize it because they are too used to shrinking themselves. You have been like that too. You thought great blessings were only for others. That noble confirmation belonged only to those who were stronger, cleaner, and more worthy in the eyes of the world. But I speak to you with the mercy and power of heaven. What caused you to be noticed was not that you never fell, but that you did not remain where you fell. It was not that you never cried, but that you did not allow your tears to extinguish your goodness. Now everything begins to change because you have been recognized at a deeper level. The things you thought were invisible have been recorded. The sacrifices you thought were forgotten have been brought into the light. The times you chose silence instead of retaliation, sincerity instead of performance, perseverance instead of giving up, all of it has become evidence concerning you. Lift your head, my child. This word is not passing by you, it is stopping before you. And when you stop denying what heaven is confirming, you will begin to understand that you are the one being called by name in this moment.